What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Simple Sports Hub, where we talk all things Washington Commanders football. Hey, man, it is Wild Card Weekend. Hey, and our Commanders are in the playoffs, baby. 12-5, closed out the regular season, beating our rivals, Dallas Cowboys. Um, in a most fashionable way that we have been winning most of our games all year, mostly all season. And last drives coming down to Hail Marys, throwing touchdowns. It was just in a fashion of a team that is truly in a recalibration. But to get 12 wins, to more than double our wins from the year before with our franchise quarterback and five we trust, Jaden Daniels. Hey man, I couldn't be more excited as a fan. And guess what? Week 18, we was not planning our vacation. We was not planning our trips to Cabo, to Doom. We wasn't doing none of that. Guess what we was doing? We was getting ice baths and getting back in the playbook and focusing on our wild card rival. Not rival. I didn't mean to say that. But yeah, focusing on our wild card opponent, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As you know, we played them week one, and it did not turn out in our favor. If we had to, revisit week one, we can all pretty much sit here and say that we are not the same team that we were from week one. Our rookie is not the same rookie quarterback from week one. Our offense and defense is not the same. I mean, even though we made a trade to get a cornerback, we now have Mike Evans, arch rival from the division, New Orleans Saints cornerback Marshawn Lattimore, and we already can anticipate that this will be a game where, hey man, they both respect each other, but on that field, it's dog versus dog at the end of the day. And we gotta. I like our chances with our with the newly added cornerback that we got. Number 25 should not see the field. Number 24 should not see the field. Only for special team purposes, kickoffs and kick returns and punts. That's it. That's all. Um, Bar, our rookie Mike Sandersteele and our cornerback Marshawn Lattimore doesn't get hurt. They should not see the field this weekend, and we should have a great chance at that. So we ain't planning no vacation because guess what? We're in the wild card, 6 seed, 12 wins, and we get to go up against the team that beat us week one, where I think we put up 27 points, or I think it was 30-27, and that game was close. I mean, you can go back and forth about, how good that team was coming, opening week. We had a huge question mark because we did not know how our team was going to stand up against them, and to be able to put up 20 plus points, I think it was 27. Um, hey man, you got to take that. You got to take that first L. Like, hey, it is what it is. But we have learned since week one the team that we are. In five, we trust. As long as we got five on the field, we got a chance at winning. So, with that being said, man, let's go ahead and get into this injury report, which looks like a long laundry list, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. It looks like a long laundry list. Zach Ertz, Celine, who's been on the injury report since probably week one. I think he came into week one on the injury report. But Dante Fowler, Terry McLaurin did not practice yesterday. DNPs, a lot of it was rest, veterans rest. Understood. I don't expect them to practice every week. I mean every day of the week. Tyler Biotis, who we most definitely need, and this is not a shout out, a bashing of our backup center, but hey, we need all starters on deck. We need everybody that's been playing and help contributing. Not saying that the backup center did not contribute to us getting a W, because he definitely did week 18. But look, we need all hands on deck. This is the time where injuries cannot. If you're not 100%, hey, what was you doing all year? So I don't expect everybody to be 100% going into this game, but when you step on that motherfucking field, it's 100% in between the white lines. You are 100% healthy. I don't want to hear about no, oh, they not looking the same because they hurt. They not fully healthy. Ain't nobody fully healthy, going into the playoffs. That's just keep it a buck. Ain't nobody fully healthy. So guys like Biotis, Jeremy Chin, who I'm saying limited, Brandon Coleman, Jamison Crowder, our backup tackle, Lucas, who is limited right now. Those guys are going to play. This is a playoff game. This is where you need everybody to step up. Hey man, no Diddy, you gotta suck it up and fight through the pain and let's try to get this W, which I do think is a winnable game. John Bates, Jaden Daniels, Quad, Marshawn Lattimore, Frankie Louvu, shoulder who got hurt week 18, Jordan McGee, hamstring is full, Quan Martin, illness, full. Yankoff has entered the 21-day window. Going to be a special teams guy. Like everybody is going to play, and today, I mean, I know we got to wait for the injury report to come out, but I expect to see full again and limited. You can be full and limited as long as you're ready to go. Sunday night at 7:30. That's all I care about. But once you step in between them white lines and you snap on that helmet, or you tie up that helmet, guess what? 100%. I don't want to hear about no lingering injuries. I don't want to hear nothing about Marshawn Lattimore hamstring not being 100% to go, because guess what? If I know NFL and I just know football, they're going to attack that hamstring. They're going to put some pressure on that hamstring. So they're going to send Mike Evans on some deep routes or some deep digs, some deep comeback routes. Like they're going to put some pressure on that hamstring. So, hey, be ready 23, because they're going to test you for sure. They see they see your name on that injury report. They're going to test you for sure. They are going to test you. And hey, I expect you to be ready. You're a professional. You're a veteran. You know how things go. You know how things go. So again, I'll say this: this injury report to me is definitely not unexpected. I don't care about none of that. But let's talk about the game, man. Let's talk about a little bit about what I expect from our offense and our defense. Again, week one, we're not that same team. But I think some of those same rules apply going into this wild card game, and I do like our chances to win. I mean, I've been saying that pretty much every video that I posted out. You would think I would say we was going undefeated, right? But no. Is there a chance that we can lose this game? Yeah, but we ain't going. We're not going to we're not going to dwell on that, right? We're going to talk about how we think we can win this game, and we can win this game by, again, trying to establish a run game, not with our quarterback, but with our three running backs and Brian Robinson, Austin Eckler, and McNichols. I don't think we might not see Rodriguez dressed. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't think we're gonna see him dressed this Sunday. But we got to get them guys going, man. And yesterday I really just did some deep diving just to look at like other offenses and their O line and like how they able, like what is like look at their stature, like they physical physique. Like I mean, you looking at, like, I looked at the Philadelphia Eagles O line. They got guys 330 plus. And I'm like, this is how I could see them opening up, running lanes. Like we got our biggest guy, I think is if I had to put, I think it's Brandon Coleman at 320 something. Like we don't have guys that's 336, 66. But we have not had that type of push from a run offensive line, like from a run offense to open up holes for Brian Robinson. It's like as soon as he gets the ball, he gets hit. And he's trying to fight off a tackle. Or it's a bad read on and that happens from time to time, right? But we gotta try to establish the run game Sunday night, and not with just counter and dives and RPO. Like get back under center, run some toss plays, put what's his name, Ben Sinat at fullback, pull him. You know what I'm saying? Have him get out there early and get ahead, like get a chip block. Get some of those smaller linemen, get them out in space and let them block. You know what I'm saying? That's one way that you can kind of counter, the not having the physical stature to win one-on-one blocks in the interior side to open up lanes for our running backs. So, and I seen that a little bit on Sunday. It's like, yeah, we couldn't beat them in the interior O-line, but when we got outside, we was able to get, we had the ball off to Diami. He got like 8 yards. And that's just a motion and a handoff, right? But we got outside the line of scrimmage and we was able to get 8 yards. I hope Clifford sees that, because again, they got a nice interior D line. Vita Vea is a premier D tackle. He's not allowing none of that. He gonna have moments, of course, but he's not allowing none of that. So again, we got to get Terry McLaurin going. Like we got to find a way to get him the ball. The one thing that we have not been able to establish all year is a consistent screen game. It's just never materialized. I think we maybe had like maybe one or two good hits on the screen from an offensive perspective, and that was one with Austin Eckler, and the other one I can't even. You might say Diami or something like that. But to Terry, we got to get him going early and not just motioning him to, you know, you know, pull the defense in one way. Hand the ball, snap the ball and hand it off to him. Toss it to him. Let him get the ball and get into open space and see what he can do. Get him going early. Get that connection between him and Jaden going early, because guess what? The last 2 weeks they have not been on the same page. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's been going on. The deep ball has not been a connection, and he's been open, but it hasn't been consistent enough for to. But and you're gonna need that again, and I'm gonna say it again. It sound like I'm I'm beating on a I'm beating a dead horse right now, right? You have to be able to run the ball, and you have to be able to stop the run. And if we get into a moment where we just become pass happy, I don't like our odds in that, and not saying that we can't do it. I just don't like the odds of it. I'm just being as honest as possible. We gotta be able to run the ball, and not just with JD5. That can't be our run offense. And I know a lot of the runs that he's had the last couple of weeks has been from him, dropping back to a pass and just taking off. Which I like. Like, if you don't see it, you're a rookie. If you don't see it, if it's not 100% open and you don't trust it, and you trust your ability to get out the pocket, but just know that they're going to try to contain you, and they're going to try to put pressure on you. They're going to try to get that ball out your hand, out the hand quick. Todd Bowles has been the same Todd Bowles as he's been, when he first became a defensive coordinator. He likes to blitz quarterbacks, mobile, non-mobile. He's going to blitz you, and that's just who he is. That's just how he's been, right? So again, dumping it off to Austin Eckler, Brian Robinson, get them out, outside, and being, hey, that's your quick read. Get it out there to him. Running some screen games off of that, like some leaking screens. Like, hey, yeah, we gonna think that we try to pick up that blitz, but nah, we gonna whiff, turn, and but it's just the screens has not, the running back screens outside of that Austin Eckler one ain't been good. We ain't been able to get off a screen and I don't know how long. But anywho, yes, we got to be able to have some quick routes, some quick hitches, get the ball out get out of JD hands, so we can just keep the sticks moving, and we cannot shoot ourselves in the foot. Penalties. The more penalties you commit in the playoffs, the worse you put your team in position to lose a game. I'm just being honest. So those little silly penalties that we do when it's 2nd and 8 and we get a false start now, or it's 1st and 10 and we get an illegal motion, a illegal man downfield, whatever it is, like, we cannot have these costly penalties and stifle our offense. We gotta keep moving the ball down the field, and we gotta make field goals. We cannot put Zane Gonzalez out there and we missing. You know what I'm saying? We cannot be missing extra points, because in the playoffs, every point matters. I know we go for it a lot on 4th down, and I don't expect us to deviate from that and not be an aggressive offense. But when you got points, take them. When you got the points, and then if you're taking the extra points, you got to make it. You got to make those kicks. Zane, I don't know what happened to the other kicker. I didn't even forget his name, right? But he on IR still, I think. But we rocking with Zane. That's our guy. So again, looking back at Jameson, like, some of these guys, that's like, I don't expect Jaden Daniels to be lingered by this quad injury. I think he'll be good to go. I don't think that he'll have any resistance, or they're going to call a different offense because of the quad injury. Again, this is win or go home, man. This is where Dan Quinn says, hey, we got a fight on our hands Sunday night, and we're going to be ready to fight. You got to be ready to fight. It's going to be man on man, 11 on 11, and let the best man win. And now that gets me into the defense, and what has been hurting us all season is being able to stop the run. And if you look at it, the Bucs has been exceptionally well at running counter runs with Irvin and Rachaad White. Like, those two running backs have been good, and those are two running backs that can take it for 6. So don't give them no open lane where they can take off. We gotta be able to tackle, man. Like hands, like lowering your target. I heard Frankie Louvu exuded to this is like lowering our targets, making sure that we're wrapping up, making sure that we're rallying. If one man gets his hands on them, we need to have 3 or 4 more helmets right there to solidify that tackle. Like we cannot be having Baker Mayfield, who has been playing substantially well. We cannot take nothing away from that guy who has been with the Browns, went to the Panthers, and then ended up at with the Bucks and had a well off year last year going to the playoffs with Mike Evans. They're battered and bruised. They're missing their second receiver, right? But McMillan, the rookie, has stepped in and played exceptionally well too. He has been a good counter. Their tight end, I can't remember his name, but he's been playing good. Like so, but we know his main attraction from a throwing perspective is going to be number 13. And it's going to be a tough matchup for Lattimore. I'm not saying that he can't win the battle. I have trust in our guy. I got trust in 23. I got trust that Marshawn going to come out victorious. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm saying this now. This is the wild card. This is the playoffs. I don't know who the fuck the refs going to be come Sunday night. But look, y'all know the history between these two guys. Y'all know it's going to be a dogfight. So all that BS that y'all was calling when he went up against AJ Brown, the grabbing, if I say like this, and I'm a fair shooter when it comes to battling cornerback, and it's even for our receiver and their DBs. Like, look here. If the receiver is being grabby and handsy and being aggressive, you gotta let the cornerback be just as handsy and grabby and aggressive as well. We cannot allow the refs to dictate the outcome of this game, because if we look at the Philadelphia Eagles, we know AJ Brown is a physical receiver. He likes getting his hands. He likes getting dirty. Not saying he's a dirty player, but he likes getting physical. And that's okay. I don't mind you being a physical receiver at all. I don't knock it. I'm not telling you to be, soft and timid out there as a receiver. Nah, be physical. But if that is if that's the type of game that Mike Evans wants to set as a president, hey, you gotta let 23 be just as physical as the receiver is being physical. So all the little ticky tack, if they holding each other, don't ding the defensive player. Don't ding the defensive coordinator. The D-back. That ain't fair to him. That is not fair to him at all. Because how is he supposed to battle? It's the playoff game. And we know the history between them two. So refs, let them bump. Y'all had y'all conversation with them at the beginning of the game. Go talk to them each individually. Hey man, we're gonna let y'all bump. As long as ain't no punches thrown and there ain't no, obsessive, just blatant holding and grabbing and all that, we gonna let y'all bump. And I live with however those chips may fall. However the chips may fall, if you're gonna let them bump, hey, if Mike Evans get the best of Marshawn Lattimore, it is what it is. And the same goal for Marshawn. So I'm not just one side just because I'm a Commanders fan. Again, they not paying me to just side with I got. Nah, I'm a football fan first. So look, I'm saying this now. Let them bump, let them play. We know the history. Let them let them just have their fun. Let them battle. As long as it's within the rules. Now, if they doing excessive stuff, and that goes for 23 as well. If he's doing excessive stuff and not allowing Mike Evans to have his space, call it. I am not mad. I'm not gonna get mad at it. I'll probably still get mad at it because at the end of the day, I'm a fan, and my first natural reaction as a fan is to side with my guy. But if I see the replay, I'm honest enough to say, all right, yeah, 23, you bulled out on that one. You bulled out on that one. But again, we gotta be ready to stop this run. Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, Johnny Newton, Celine, Dante Fowler, stay in your rush lanes. Dorrance Armstrong, who's been playing. Hey, I take that back. Everything I said, bro. You started playing some good football towards the end of the season. Stay in your rush lanes. Hey, lower your target. When you get hands on Baker Mayfield, bring him to the ground. Hold on. Hey, hold on to that. So remember the Titans. I think it's Remember the Titans movie reference. Hold on to that monster. No Diddy. Yo, chill out. But yeah, man, we got to be ready to tackle Frankie Louvu. Keep playing the football that you've been playing. Brand the football you've been playing. You've been playing exceptionally well. Jeremy Chin, keep playing the style of football you've been playing. And blitz him again. He's been successful when he coming off the edge and y'all sending him in on the blitz. Keep blitzing him, but you got to bring down the quarterback. Baker Mayfield breaks tackles and within the pocket, and he's an exceptional runner when he gets outside the pocket. So we got to contain him, keep him in the box like y'all said, keep him in the phone booth like y'all said. Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, Celine Day, like, hey, Holmes, we gotta be, hey, this is the, hey, if this is the moment that y'all gonna step up and make a play, this is the moment. This is the game that we need y'all to do. If we need it for to click right now and y'all make a difference, y'all become difference makers in the game, this is the game that we need y'all to come and be difference makers at the end of the day. And at the end of the day, that's my hopes. Now let's get into a little bit of little bull jive. Shout out to Brandon, Jaden Daniels, MVP on X, Twitter, however you want to call it. Two teams have officially requested interviews with Cliff Kingsbury, Bears and Saints. We kind of knew the Bears was going to be one of the teams because they got he has a rapport with the quarterback and Caleb Williams, DMV native. I don't see him going anywhere. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't see him leaving after 1 year of playing football. I think he still wants to prove himself. And even though he's had a successful offense this year, I think he want to stack years up. Stack maybe year 3 we'll see him, departure and go get a head coaching job somewhere. But for the next 2 to 3 years, I don't see him going nowhere. He's building something with JD, and as much as he's having success, he says he ain't chasing money because he's still getting that paycheck from Arizona that we found out about. I don't know if that's true. I ain't counting your pockets, Cliff. But hey, from what I hear, you're good, my boy. But yeah, Saints. I think something came back saying that wasn't true. They didn't request to interview him. But again, I don't see Cliff Kingsbury going anywhere. I think he stays with JD5 for another 2 years maybe. Who we got? Dante Fowler real quick.
Season game and a playoff game. Take us through the inside the lines, like the physicality, the intensity. Describe playoff game for us.
It's just more fast, more physical, super fast. Guys definitely be ready to go. Definitely on the mental aspect on it, you definitely want to just be sharp in what you do. You don't really want to have too many mistakes, not too many margins for errors and things like that. So you just want to be on top of it, mentally sharp, body ready to go, because it's definitely going to be a fast and a physical game.
In that week 1 game against Tampa, you guys pressured Baker. I mean, you got to him, but you just couldn't bring him down. Yeah. How do you fix that?
Just gotta lure our targets when we try to get him down, not leave our feet and take the extra step, because he's definitely a dog competitor and definitely looking to break the first tackle. So we just gotta make sure we hold on to him for sure.
Dante, you've played in.
Hey, I said it. I said it. Hey, you gotta bring that dude down, man. He's gonna have moments where he breaks tackles. He's gonna have moments, but we can't let those be multiple moments. We can't let those be the deciding factor of the game. Like, yeah, you can have 1 or 2, but to be doing that all game, nah, we can't have that. We can't have that. Sorry. And major shout out to our rookie cornerback out of Michigan, Mikey Sanders. Still, man. He has won Rookie of the Week for Week 18. Pepsi Zero Sugar Rookie of the Week. Mikey Sanders still, man. Congratulations. We had to give it to somebody else, right? JD5 kind of pretty much stacked up, most of them for the whole regular season, for most of the regular season. So, my guy, and he had an exceptionally well game against the Dallas Cowboys. Had key pass breakups. Had some good tackles. Yeah, he did give up his occasional comeback, but he was there ready to make the tackle, though. So, shout out to Mike Sanders still, man. And again, AP. Hey, shout out to AP, man, because looking at this draft class that we had, to hit on a franchise quarterback, from what it seems, I'm solidifying our rookie of the year, Jaden Daniels, to hit on Mikey Sanders still, hit on Johnny Newton, who may not have a lot of stats that you can point to, but if you watched his game week in and week out when he took over for Jonathan Allen, hey, man, the dude can make some plays, man. He can put a little bit of pressure on a quarterback, or he can play his gap control and be able to fight off of guys and make plays. And he relentless. He don't give up on the first attack. He's willing to chase down somebody too. Look like we might have a future D tackle, and we'll talk about all that stuff once the season ends, which I don't think it ends this Sunday. And also Brandon Coleman, man, to be able to find a franchise quarterback and what it seems to be our franchise left tackle, man, that's unheard. Like, you don't hear that too often where you can hit on your franchise quarterback and your starting left tackle that protects him, his blind side, in the same draft class. It's like you might have to get that in the free agency or the next draft class or the one after that, right? But again, man, shout out to Mikey Sanders still. Shout out to our rookies. I think we're going to be ready, man. This is going to be an exciting game. I think this is not going to be a high scoring. If it is in the 30s, it's going to be 30-27. We come out victorious, or 27-23, or somewhere close, man. It's not. It's gonna be under 10 points. But I like us being victorious. I like us coming out with the W. I'm gonna always say that because guess what? I'm rocking with my Commanders. Hail to the Commanders, man. Let's go raise hell. We see y'all in Tampa Bay Sunday night, 7:30. Let's go get this W, man. Catch y'all on the next one.